All right, it is Wednesday, March 23rd. It's the Team Simply Beautiful call. We have all the men on tonight, which we're super excited about. I have a couple announcements before we let Zach. This is going to be more of a Q&A because if I let him just talk, he won't answer. So we're going to start off with a couple announcements. Obviously, you guys all know that I just got back from the Success Club cruise last week. Zach and I got to go on an all-expenses paid vacation with Beachbody just by literally hitting Success Club every single month. And I want you guys to understand how possible that is for every single one of you. If you are not on the Punta Cana 2017 waitlist, please do that tonight. Do that tonight. Because if you're consistently hitting Success Club, especially if you've been in this business since January, if you've started coaching before January, you need to be on that wait list, because when you're hitting Success Club monthly, you're definitely going to be getting off of that wait list. And there's no doubt in my mind that we'll all be sitting on that sandy beach next year. So make sure you're doing that. There's a couple announcements from the cruise that you guys should all be aware of. I would post it as much as I could in our team page while I was gone. But as you guys know, we have a new program coming out this summer called Country Heat. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest with you guys, but Carl Deichler knows what he's doing. So I'm just going to trust that. So we're going to start there. But yeah, that's coming out. It's going to be Autumn Calabrese. So she's completely changing the way she does things, I guess. And she's going to be dancing instead of torturing us through our workouts. So it looks fun. It's going to be released at Summit. But again, it's I don't know really how to explain it. You saw the preview of it. It's interesting, to say the least. So we'll see what it's like whenever it comes out on Beachbody On Demand. And I highly expect all of you to go on a Zoom chat with me and try it with me, because I'm a little nervous. You guys might not know, I hope you know, but there is a Beachbody On Demand app now. You guys can literally download that to your phones, and it brings you straight into your Beachbody On Demand, and you can actually cast it to your TV now. Something that you should definitely let all your customers know, because if they're a club member, then they can get that app and they can log in to do their workouts, especially if somebody is joining our challenge groups late and they want to get their workouts sooner, then they can do that. There's also a new flavor in the Beachbody Performance line for Recover. It's orange. That comes off of the Results in Recovery that they were from P90X from a long time ago. That's just an option you can give your customers now. I love the chocolate too much, so I will not be changing that, but that is also an option. If you guys did not have the chance to watch Natalie's team call from Sunday, she has a recording in her team page. We went into way more detail about the trip and how incredible it was and how life-changing it was for every single one of us that went on that trip. I highly recommend you take time to watch that call, because that'll save us a lot of time, obviously. I'm sitting on this call and listening to me talk about it for an hour. But yeah, so the last thing was just get on that cruise wait list. You really want to be there. Some shout outs really quick for the people that I can see on here right now. Ashley's popping Emerald tomorrow. So congratulations, Ashley. Super proud of you. And Lindsay is a brand new coach on our team. I can see you right now. So welcome on your first call, Lindsay. All right. So we're going to jump right into this. Like I said, we're going to be kind of talking back and forth. Guys, please feel free to ask questions, anything you guys have about any subject. But I'll let you introduce yourself.
All right. I'm sure the ladies at least have heard about me. I'm Zach, so it's nice to meet you all, to finally put a face with everybody's names, because I hear about everybody all the time. That's introducing me. I don't know.
I guess we'll start from the beginning. When I told you that I was signing up as a coach, just be ready for this one. When I told him 2 years ago, it was April 2014, I told him that I was signing up for a coach and as a coach, and it was pretty safe to say that you weren't the most supportive person in the world. So go ahead and, I guess, tell them a little bit about how our journey started.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's just like every other guy. I mean, and then going to the cruise, meeting other guys that were on the cruise as well, that we all kind of started in the same spot where you're kind of just like, what the hell are you doing? You're wasting money pretty much. And I mean, we're fresh out of college, whatever, try to pay bills, but we're spending money on this and not making money. So it's one of those things where you don't really believe in it, just because it's one of those pyramid schemes that you hear about, and you're just throwing money into a trash can pretty much. But I mean, 2 years later, you have a whole different thought process towards it. That's for sure.
So what was the turning point for you to realize that this wasn't just like a hobby for me?
I don't know if there's necessarily a turning point. I think it just takes like gradually over time when you start seeing numbers come in, or you start seeing how you react and how they start reacting, it starts becoming more real to you. I don't know. I guess when me,
I'm just like, all the time.
But your case is different than everybody else's because, I mean, you hated your full-time job. Not everybody hates their full-time job. And then this was like your outlet. And then you saw that you could make this your full-time. And then when I started seeing progress come into that and the dollars change and it actually become into a real full-time income and like, okay, this is something that we could progress with, then that's when it starts. And it doesn't happen within the first few months. I mean, it took time to kind of build up the trust almost that it's going to be something that will be substantial.
I think that one of the hardest things, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, the hardest things from the beginning is I knew I was an all-in coach from the first time I signed up. And I know that a lot of you on this call knew the same thing. Like you knew you were ready to run with the business whenever you started. And that because I decided to be an all-in coach, our relationship kind of suffered at the beginning. I did not spend a lot of time with you, I should say, because I was constantly in the room working on this. So I guess talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, and it kind of goes with, she had in her mind she was going to be the full-time coach, but to me, I was still not believing that this is like a possibility, that this could be a real thing. And then she'd work the full schedule, 8 to 5, whatever it was, and then come home and be on her computer till 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And I mean, that was just kind of life there for a while. So you kind of hit your breaking points, I guess you could say, where you kind of just lose it for a second. Like, what in the hell are we doing? Like, is this really something that's worth putting all this time into? But like I said, it's hard to explain though, 'cause like now being in it for almost 2 years, I have seen the progress. So it's like, okay, those times that we sacrificed at the beginning is actually paying off now.
And that also falls back on me. So I want you guys to realize this. He comes first for me. Our time together comes first. And for the longest time, I didn't balance that very well. I was so, like I said, I was an all-in coach. And so when I got off of my job at 5 or 6 every night, I came straight in and I was on the computer. So he could have been talking to me and I wouldn't have heard a single thing he was saying because I was so engaged. It got to the point where my phone was constantly going off and I'm answering text messages and I'm answering messages. And I didn't know how to separate myself from it because I wanted it to work so bad. But I want you guys to realize right now that is why I have business hours now. Whenever he gets home from work, and I still am probably a little bit guilty of it, especially now that our team is growing so big, I try to shut my phone down. Like when I'm done, I'm done. Like I don't want to look at it. I want to make sure that we have certain times together where it's completely me and him. I'm not staring at my phone and answering messages and things like that. So that's just something that I've learned along the way, is that you need to make sure you're setting business hours for yourself, because whenever because now that I'm full-time, it's way easier because I can work on this all day. But before I really had to schedule in that time. So just kind of make that a priority of yours for you. And your relationship always comes first, regardless. So just make sure you balance that out a little bit. Okay, so guys, I want you guys to understand, Zach does not sell challenge packs. He does not, he doesn't even know how to sell a challenge pack. He's never signed up a single person. He knows nothing he's never posted on social media, anything like that. So if you guys think that I'm going to tell you right now or he's going to tell you to be that guy, you don't have to be that guy. So if you want to talk about that, and I guess the role that you do play in my business.
Yeah, and kind of going with social media, I've never been huge on Facebook, and that's kind of how their business is ran, through Facebook. So that's taken a while for me to get comfortable and be fine with how much she posts and how much private life she posts on Facebook. But I guess I just don't really even hardly check, just because I stay away from Facebook. But
you guys can be a little more supportive than that.
Yeah, I mean, I support her on Facebook. I just don't get on it myself and dabble with it. I guess like going back to what I do, I'm pretty much, as a lot of the guys in the business are, just behind the scenes. I don't promote it I don't sell challenge packs. I don't go out there and try to find my friends to order programs or anything like that. Like I told her, was it 4 or 5 months ago, and just literally sat here for probably 4 or 5 hours, had a couple beers, and just pulled out spreadsheets, just anything I could try to make so the numbers made sense to us and we could see that there was progress and things like that. Just little things like that behind the scenes that on the front side of the business you'll never show for, but behind the scenes she knows that you're helping out and that you do support to some extent, to the full extent.
When I will tell you guys right now, year one sucks. Year one in your business sucks. Because it's so hard to, I guess, and I'm not going to say it sucks because of like income money. It sucks because it's so inconsistent, I guess, to say the least. It's like 1 month is really, really awesome, and the next month it'll drop because your money that you're making in year one is entirely commission, right? I mean, you're building and you're trying to build your team. So that's why I always preach to you guys, it's the ones that stick around, they're going to see the major payoff. Because for year one, he didn't see that from me. Like, he didn't see this giant, I talked like I was making like crazy money, and I was making not a lot of money at all.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, it wasn't until we made these spreadsheets that we looked back at like her first few months compared to like the first months of 2016, the last months of 2015, where it was just like, okay, you started here and now we're here. You did see it all. It pays off eventually. It's just you got to make it through that first 6 months, because that's the time where it doesn't make sense. And that's when you lose faith that it's not going to work.
I think that I lost my train of thought.
I think that's something.
Did you guys want to, I mean, for the guys, I know you guys were on our call like 2 weeks ago, whenever I was talking about like my growth in the business. Would it help you guys to see some of the spreadsheets that he makes and like the income growth, so you can see what happens if you stick around for like 2 years? Because everybody always told me like make it to your 1 year. And I totally believe it was like make it to your 2 year, and like make it to year one and it's awesome, but make it to year 2 and it like flies up. So would that help you guys, for some of you guys to see some of those spreadsheets? Yeah? Okay. And which ones did you?
And just speaking from experience, I heard that all the time when she was starting, just like, don't quit, make it through. And as a guy and just in this business, I was just like, it's not going to work, but we did see it through, and I'm glad that we did, because now we're at a point where it's actually taking off.
Okay, so this is my income one. Okay. Is this income one? So this is the stuff that he does behind the scenes for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so he compared March of 2015 to this March. Can you guys see that? So he makes these for me so that I can see that how much I've grown in a matter of a year. So you guys can see here, this was from March 2015. Like, this was obviously a really bad week here. But look at what happened in a matter of a year. Look how much my income has grown. So this is literally to show you guys how much growth can happen if you just stick with it. Like I said, the first year it's rough because you're still learning everything. And you can see that I have, and when I tell you how things are so inconsistent, look at like how it was here, and it would go down, and it would go here, and it would go down. And look how it's even happening the same way this year. You can tell where my weeks are, is it kind of goes down. So obviously I know that the first week of the month is going to be a week for me. And I also know, just because of February, I know that the last week of the month is going to be a good week for me. So that just kind of shows you guys there. Also, there's a lot of new Emerald coaches on this call. So, and I talk to every single one of you about volume all the time, and how like you can maximize your growth with volume. So Zach has also made,
and going back to that dollar figure too, I mean, the money that she's pulling in now on this isn't obviously where we want to be, but it does show you that over time, I mean, it does become real money that you can start living off of and start actually not just $20 a week and substantial money.
Which one is this one?
What are you looking for?
Should we show this one?
What are you looking for?
Just the volume.
mean, that's the one you're going to want to show.
Okay. All right. So he also makes these for me, and these might look really complex, but let me show you guys how this works. So this is with volume. So I run 2 accounts, and I'm going to have him talk a little bit about the spouse account in a little bit, because a lot of you I know have handed over your social security number to your girlfriend / fiance / wife, and you're like, holy crap, what is she going to do with my social security number in my account? So I want you guys to see, I do run 2 accounts. This over here is Zach's account. This one is mine. These are combined. So this is my volume from 2015. Look at Zach's volume. That's how it skyrocketed in 2015. So everything that happens in Zach's account is solely residual income. Like, I don't ever touch it. I only sell for two to three things in that account every month. But you can see how much his volume has grown in a year since I started putting people underneath of him in his account and started letting his business grow. This one is mine. You can also see the jump in a matter of a year in regards to income. That comes with team growth. This right here is combined. So that basically shows you right there. Blue is my left leg. The orange is my right leg. And then that is just the money that we've made. But you guys can see, I mean, it shows it right there that there was a huge jump in a matter of a year. And again, there's another graph to show that too. Does that help? Does that like kind of put things in perspective for a lot of you guys to see? Yeah, good. Okay. So that's stuff that he does for me all the time too. He makes spreadsheets so I can, because for me it's like, oh God, I don't see a huge difference, but then he'll put it together in a spreadsheet for me and I can see it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I actually have grown so much in a matter of a year. He sent me those today and I was like, huh, interesting. Like I didn't even know. So that's obviously a way he helps with the business too. When it comes to I guess he went on the cruise with me. And he got to see this community for the first time, and he got to be a part of what Beachbody offers. So I guess talk about that. And I guess when I told you we were going on a free trip.
Yeah. I mean, it's eye-opening, and it is a free trip. So you take it. I mean, she's worked hard over the past year, and we earned the free trip. And that's why she says, for the Punta Cana thing, get on the list. Like, absolutely. It's a free trip. And I mean, it's honestly just a vacation. We had a blast, but you do get to see the community and all the coaches and everybody. There were workouts in the morning, but it was more just about everybody kind of coming together and not necessarily a business sense, just like the coaches being able to get together. They can talk and hang out and actually see each other since this is a virtual business. But then also, like, from my standpoint, there are multiple guys there that are in the same spot that I am, that you guys are in. And we're there on a free vacation, having cocktails for a week. I mean, you can't beat it. We
call them the real husbands of Beachbody.
And really, you don't think about it when your significant other is doing the business, though, but there are guys that are out there that are in the same spot that you are. They're doing the exact, like I talked to like Keith and Crit, a couple of the guys, and they're in the same spot that I'm exactly in, just like support behind the scenes, but not selling anything, not doing anything, just enjoying it. And like they were saying too, I mean, it goes back to, at first it doesn't look like it's a good idea and it doesn't make sense, but you stick around and it pays off big time.
And the thing is like, even on the cruise, or we would go out and like, I'd be with the girls and we would go to seminars and stuff. And Zach actually went with me, which I was pretty shocked about. He actually sat through like all this stuff with like the Elite Top 10 panel and all this stuff.
On that though, it's interesting to hear it from there. I mean, I hear it on these calls and stuff, just sitting in the other room, you can hear things, but to actually like see it in person, hear them in person about what they do to succeed. And like from Carl talking about the new programs, maybe I don't like them, but it's still just like listening to them and kind of like seeing at least the business in person for once instead of always seeing it on the computer screen.
It was really cool for me personally to do it for him. Because I knew, and I know all the girls can relate here, is that I literally, you guys have all heard my story, like I made a decision last year that I was going to get there and I was going to do whatever it took to get there because I wanted him to see it. He was still kind of on the fence whenever I made that decision. He was still on the fence about the company. He didn't know the potential of it. And at that point in time, we had no idea that in 10 months I was going to be just walking out of my full-time job to do this full-time. So I think for me, it was extremely rewarding to have him there, for him to see it and be around it, and like seeing him interact with all the people that I talk about all the time. And like on the cruise, he was hanging out with the guys. He was going gambling. He was drinking, and he was having a good time. So it wasn't like he went to this corporate event with us. He got to see what I did. And I think that was so rewarding for me because, and I know if I can speak on behalf of all the girls on this team to you guys, I mean, it means a lot to us to have your support. For the longest time when I didn't have him supporting me, like that sucked. Like he didn't get it, and it sucked for a long time. So just supporting her and just saying like, I'm proud of you every once in a while, and being excited. Like,
and going back to the cruise too, like even before we went on the cruise, I was so skeptical about going on the cruise because I was like, it's just going to be workouts for you guys. I'm not well, I did two, I guess.
You did 2 workouts.
But
I don't lie.
More, but I figured it was just going to be all workout seminars. It wasn't going to be like what I thought would be fun, you know. But then like coming back from the cruise, it really opened my eyes and to see that as a guy, I'm not the only one that's out there that's on this side of the fence. There's plenty more others, and we're all doing the same thing and supporting them. And then with that, it's paying off for us too to go on free trips and enjoy things like that.
So a big question I'm sure many of the guys have on this, as well as the girls, the spouse account. I basically was just like, give me your social security number so I could sign him up. I didn't really give him an option. But I guess if you want to talk about, I know you don't know how I run the account, but at the same time, like that side of it is like your name on that business, I guess.
Yeah, it's my name, and I don't know if you guys if the guys have been signed up or not, but my email gets blown up all the time about stuff going on for Beachbody, and I delete literally almost everything, and then she'll text me 30 minutes after I delete it, like, hey, did you get this email from Beachbody? Just like, I have no idea. But really, I really didn't even think twice about it at first, because I was just, we technically didn't understand all of Beachbody either when we first started either.
No, we still don't understand all of it.
But we have a lot better grasp now than we did. But
all we know is that me having his account has doubled my income.
Yeah, it's just a second her pretty much. Like she'll say, oh, you hit diamond, or oh, your leg's doing this. But I don't view it as that, because I view it as it's her business. I don't do anything in it. It's not like it's me. It's just a second business for her.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun because like every time like we hit like a milestone, like he gets the credit for it, you know, like he got a shirt sent to him, and he got his little diamond certificate, and he tried on his shirt, and he was super excited about it. And you guys will be excited about it too when it happens. Don't pretend that you won't, because you'll get this awesome shirt in the mail. But it's helped my business grow significantly, because me hitting, like, again, it is me working his account. But me hitting diamond in his account put my account at 1 star. And because of that, now my business is continuing to grow. He has amazing coaches underneath of his organization. It's actually pretty incredible on the coaches that I didn't think about. I didn't know would run as fast as they would, and naturally his account was probably going to be 1-star qualifying because Erica's close to diamond. So it's pretty funny because like he's like, oh, I wrote your shirt for that, you know. It's like awesome. So it really helps. I just want you, if you guys have any questions about that and that spouse account, if you're on the fence about it, it does pay you guys back in the long run. Hey, Sarah. Melanie asks, what about the monthly charge for his account, $15 charge? He's hesitant because of the monthly charge. Okay. I signed up Zach for a challenge pack. Whenever I signed him up, it was like a turbo fire challenge pack. So I paid the money, and I have his account on the performance line. So I get both every single month, but I can honestly say that I have never invested a dime in either of our businesses. Yes, Shakeology comes out of my account every month. The performance line comes out of his, and we do get the $15 fees every month. But I mean, I make sure that I hit Success Club 10 and up every month. And I've never, to date, 2 years in here, we have never paid for a bag of Shakeology, and we've never paid for the performance line because I hit my goals. So if she's hitting her goals, then you shouldn't be worrying about what's coming out of your account, because she'll cover it. I promise. Anybody have any questions for him? You can ask us anything, seriously.
I guess, and just to go off that though, I know one of the hardest parts for me at the beginning, I don't know if it is for you guys too, when they started this program or started Beachbody, it was all about like the at-home workouts and things like that. And to me, that was foreign to me because I had played sports all through high school, played basketball in college, and like an at-home workout, watching your TV doing a workout, that wasn't like, okay, what are we doing here? But I mean, it's grown, and I do some of them now. So I mean,
You do all of them.
It's one of those things that I guess once it kind of goes to the business too, once you see it and how big the community is and how it grows, it kind of makes you change your outlook on things as well.
Yeah. And Melanie, you said, should I wait till I hit my goals? I mean, no, obviously your account comes first, no matter what. You want to make sure that you're hitting your goals. I mean, your goals are you want to be hitting Success Club monthly. So if you're hitting Success Club 10 monthly, I mean, you're covering both of those expenses. But my advice is just to get your spouse on your downline. Even if you're not putting him on home direct at first, you're just putting him, like just paying that $15.95 fee and leaving him inactive. Just make sure he's there, because Zach is at the top of my downline. So he gets all of that volume underneath of me. And I actually stack my account strategically, where if I'm putting somebody on my right leg, it's going on his weak leg. So I just make sure that I'm maximizing his volume. So even if if you don't want to pay for anything right now, that is fine. But my advice to you is to suck it up and pay the $16 a month and just get him on the downline.
And to me though, just speaking on that, I just view it as, if you can have two incomes instead of one, just might as well go for the two. I mean, it's going to pay off in the long run. And like she said, my account has more volume than hers does. So it's one of those things. You're going to be making more income if you have the two accounts. If you have the accessibility to do two accounts, you have to do it.
Yeah, and again, like, I don't want you to put pressure on yourself. I don't want you guys to start freaking out and saying, oh my God, I need to get my spouse on my, like, you need him there, but you don't need to work it until you're ready.
Yeah, she didn't do anything on mine, I don't think, at the beginning.
I just got him to Emerald so I could get to Diamond.
I was just there until she started understanding the business better. And
then I knew that if I could get him, I'm going to show you guys this. I knew that if I could get him on my downline, that everything would be fine. So here's me. Like, he is right here. And because of that, every single person underneath him, like every single person he is benefiting from. So that's why I just even encourage you, even if he's looking like this and he's just inactive on your downline, just having him that close to the top is extremely important. And that's why I always tell coaches, especially, like, I know there's several coaches on this call right now going for Diamond. Having that's going to help you. You can control that. And so, guys, don't be like freaking out whenever she asks you to sign, if she can sign you up, because it will pay you back in the long run. I promise. Like he said, his account actually brings in more residual income than mine does, which is really funny at this point.
And kind of with the income too, I don't know, have any of them been on Liz or Natalie's whenever they shared their income?
I don't think many of them have.
If you haven't, though, they share their income, and it's a lot higher than what we're at. And so that kind of gets defeated. You feel like you're defeated at a second. But at the same time, I'm like, if they're there, why can't we be there? So it's one of those things that you see that there's other people that are able to make this money. Why can't you do it? And it just takes time. Like ours, you see in the year, it's just kind of overnight. You see a big shift. And then what Meredith's told you, there's another shift. You keep seeing shifts gradually go.
The end of March, coaches that have been around for a little bit, the end of March is a huge shift in your business. And you won't know why. It just happens. It hits. Like, I call it the March effect. You'll just like start seeing things change when it comes to your volume. So be ready for that. New coaches that are on this call and you're like, what the hell is she talking about right now? I promise we'll get to this. But yeah. I can confidently say, like I said, we're open books about income. I retired. I call it retired because I love that word. I retired from corporate 2 months ago, and I've already replaced that income. So if that kind of gives you guys any perspective on this business is real. It's a real thing. we're having right now, this March is the biggest month we've ever had. We're very close to $3,000 on the month. And it's crazy. And it's because it's real. It happens. And it might look consistent now. You might be thinking to yourself, what the hell is she doing? Why is she just taking on this business opportunity that she all of a sudden randomly became obsessed with? It's because it's a real thing and it's a real community. And he got to see it for the first time, like how genuinely happy we all are when we're together. Like it's fun. And I want you guys all there in Punta Cana next year. And they get a free guest, guys. So you better support her because she'll take one of her friends instead. Do you guys want to ask him any questions? I mean, any of you guys can ask anything, even if your spouse isn't on the call. And by the way, girls, if you're not like in a relationship, if you don't have somebody you can just steal their social security number, you guys can work a family account too. That's just a side note. Anybody have anything? Like I said, we're open books. Oops. I guess just sum it up. I mean, how have you seen it grow?
I mean, just like I said, you just kind of have to stick through the first few months, and there's going to be good weeks, there's going to be bad weeks. That's kind of, I mean, when I went back and looked at our March, there was like $200 weeks and there was a $22 week. It's like, where the hell did the $22 week come from? Just one of those things. It pays off. And like I said, I was skeptical as all could be at the beginning, and now I'm here 2 years later and my mind's completely changed, and I see it as actual viable income, and it's something that's real and that I'm glad that she took the chance to do, because it has the potential, and it will make life a lot less stressful in the coming time whenever it continues to grow. So it's definitely worth their time. That's about it. It's real.
It is real. And I will say that if you can make it to a year, you guys are going to be really happy with what you see. If you make it to 2 years, you're going to be really happy with what you see. And by the time year 3 comes, your life has changed forever. So it's all about, I mean, it happens faster for some people. The ones that run with it, like I said, I started at the same time as some coaches that are making 6 figures already. But it's all the pace of the coach. But it's possible for every single one of you on this call. And I think having this relationship for me and him where we can sit down and he understands that this is my business and we work together to make it grow as fast as we can. It's done amazing things for me, just knowing that I have his support. And together we have the potential. I mean, my goal is to retire him in the next 2 years from corporate. Like, that's my goal. So he doesn't have to work anymore. And we can travel before we have kids and all this stuff. And I know that's possible. I know that this business can give me that. So right now it's getting through the wedding without pulling each other's hair out. And then we'll focus on getting him out of corporate and getting out of debt, because that's what's important to us. So it's definitely possible. Rachel, I hit Success Club 10 in mine first. I always encourage you to hit the goals that you have for yourself in your account. And then I hate saying this like this, but anybody that's left over after I hit my goals in my account goes into his account. But now my numbers are obviously bigger. I go for 20 in my account before I put anybody into his. So, and like I said, his account is extremely, extremely strong with coaches. So I don't really need to put coaches in his account. So I only put customers in his account. Discount coaches always go in mine. But I guess to just sum that up really quickly, your account's first no matter what. Until you hit goals that you want to hit in your account, then you can go to his account. As long as I know his account is stable, which it is because I have extreme rock stars in that account, I'm okay. A lot of them are on this call right now. I have Erica, I have Lizzie, I have Katie Ann. I mean, he has a strong account, so I never have to worry about it. But that's how I built it. So, yeah, your account's always first. Any more questions before I
have one.
Okay.
This is kind of like side note, not necessarily like business related, but for us, this business is we can't do this without sharing our own journey and reaching our own goals, like with the meal plan and working out and all of that. Zach, do you like to eat the meal plan stuff? Was it hard for you to like transition to that? Because Patrick's fine at dinner, like when I do the meal plan, but he's not going to pack a salad for lunch. And
Lunch sucks. I hate salad.
So is that hard, or how have you found ways to do that?
Yeah, at first it was hard. I mean, I worked at a bar all through college, and my year after college I worked at a bar. So I was so used to eating just bar food, and like that's chicken strips, burger, like that was what I wanted. So then when we started actually like going on the healthy side of things, it was hard at first, and then all of a sudden there was containers. And it was like, you can only have this much in the container. I'm like, how the hell are you supposed to eat only this much? But like now, I think because we've done it for so long, I'm used to it. And like going to the salad part, I've had a salad for lunch for the past, I don't know how many weeks, but we make like enough chicken or enough extra pork or something the night before. So I just put it in my salad, and there's not as much salad. There's more protein and like tomato, different things like that. But she did a good job of the first time we did the 21 day
I was going to say, I was waiting for him to say it.
Yeah, the first time we did 21 day fix, it was the worst 21 days of my life.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, mine too. Only because of him not wanting to eat that way.
Food that we had, I mean, it was healthy food, but it was terrible. Like it was.
I would lick a spoon with peanut butter on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. His dessert, he would take a spoon and lick it with the peanut butter.
He literally sent me to work one day as my snack with 12 little peanuts.
Yes. Yes.
It wasn't fun, but like we've got to the point now where she's done recipes and like looked up ways to make it better so it's tolerable. But now we stick to not necessarily the portions all the time, but to like those recipes that are healthy, and it works out. But like going back to that, it takes time, and I'm not always great on eating healthy. If she's out of town, I go to Chick-fil-A, Chipotle. We went to Chipotle the other night for dinner. Like I get these urges, and it's just kind of more controlling it and kind of like, and now especially doing 22-minute hardcore, corpse, whatever. It's like, all right, I want to kind of see results with this. So
Yeah, and that's how we are too. We started that Monday, and I don't want to do it halfway. Like I did my first round of the fix, hardcore. He actually did too. And the day it was done, like day 22,
I was
we
like, chicken.
worked out, and we went back.
Taco Bell.
He went back to eating Taco Bell. I went to making smarter choices, and that didn't work for me. I didn't gain my weight back for the first time in forever, but I just have been the same for a month, and I'm ready for that to change. But I don't want to make him eat on that plan. So that was my question on
and just
how it gets easier.
Just check her recipe. I mean, we had like buffalo chicken pizza and different things like that. It's just cool.
That's what we actually were just eating right as we were on the call.
Stuff like that. And then what we got in the habit too, I mean, I just started the salads, I guess, before we went on the cruise, and then now because of the cruise completely tore me apart. But make enough the night before, that way you can take that dinner for lunch the next day. That's what I always used to do all the time. And that kind of helped it. What?
I'm just thinking about everything that I made you eat on my first 21 days. For me, I have to really think about what he is going to like. Like, I really have to plan for two in regards to that. I mean, like I said, I tortured him for the first 21 days because I had no idea what I was doing, right? It was your first round of the 21-day fix, and you're just getting used to this new learning experience. And it was
salad dressing.
Yeah, it was a disaster. I was packing oil and vinegar in his lunch, and
So bad.
he was eating like carrot sticks dipped in hot sauce, and I felt terrible. Now I understand how to, like, I pack his lunch every single day, but now, like, we've been doing it for 2 years too. So I know what he likes and he'll eat. But yes, he does, to answer your question, I guess, in the long run, he does eat the way that we eat, but he eats more because he's in a higher bracket than me. Question for Zach. What was the best ways to help support her when she started till now?
I probably wasn't much support at the beginning, to be honest. I mean, I really wasn't, because I didn't believe in it. I didn't think it was something that would work. but now and through the process, I guess, as I've seen it grow, and as I've seen how much it means to her and how much time she's put into it, just letting her have her time to do the calls with you guys, to let her have her time to work on the business when I get home from work. Saturday morning, Sunday mornings, if she needs to do something, let her have that time. Just not get upset or worried about the extra time she's spending in it. And it's kind of, I mean, it's actually worked out well, though, because coming home from work and stuff, and she needs to work at evenings, that gives me a couple hours, 2 in the evening, to unwind and have to myself. So it's kind of, I see it as win-win for both. She gets to work on the business, and I get to just
play video games.
So it's just, it's more the being there more emotionally and for them, and because there's going to be times where they're going to freak out and be like, why is this not working? Just being there and supporting them in that.
You don't think of me to overreact, do you? No, I think for me, the biggest thing that he has done for me in the moment that was like mind-blowing for like whenever it changed, like me and the way that I like started viewing my business, when he told me he was proud of me. Like that was it for me. Like that's all I needed to hear was him to say like, I'm proud of you. Like I had my first $2,000 month and he was like, oh my gosh, I'm proud of you. Like you did it. Or like, we went out on the cruise and you said you did it. Like you got us here, and that was what motivated me. And that's what supports me, is knowing he's on board with me.
And going off that too, I don't know how much guys wise, but like with my group of friends and different things like that, there's been people that doubt him, like, what is she doing? And I mean, I think everybody has that family and things like that. I think one of the biggest steps though was like actually standing up and like explaining what she's doing and that it's working and that this is a real thing. And explain that to them, even though they think you're crazy. And I mean, all my friends probably thought we were crazy, but now some of them are doing the products. And I mean, it's just, once people actually see somebody they know have it work for them, it completely changes their mind. You're not just somebody on a computer screen. You're not, one of the top 10 coaches and, oh, anybody can do this. You're actually a real person to these people.
How many of you guys have had people like hate on you? And like hate what you're doing and say things about you? I have too. And it hurts when it's your family. I mean, it hurts when it's people that don't believe you. And like his mom once told me that I was involved in a pyramid scheme. Like his cousins used to comment on all my stuff and I actually had to block them from all my stuff because like I didn't want them seeing it. But again, like he said, they've all come around. They're all doing what I'm doing now. And I kept going. I didn't like let that stuff faze me. Because if I did, I would be willing to bet that we would not be sitting here talking to you guys right now if I quit and I let that stuff bother me.
And I think just from my point of like, if family or like friends don't believe in it and say negative things, I really don't even like listen to them anymore because I'm like, I'm happy with where we are. It's working for us. You can be upset or not think it's working all you want, but I mean, teach their own.
Kanian said, I don't have a boyfriend or a spouse, but what you have said to your friends and family. You mean like how he's addressed it? Like what we've done? How he's explained it? So how have you explained it? Because again, a lot of people have not been on board.
So it's hard to explain that it's not a pyramid scheme, that it's multi-level marketing. So I don't even try to go down that route, honestly. I tell them that she's not technically selling products, she's helping people find like their fitness path, their way to like be happy. And along the way, there is income and your income grows over time. And then you try to go into and that's the hard thing about, sorry, I'm beating around the bush, but that's the hard thing about this is that there's so many different levels and dynamics to this business that's hard to explain everything in like a 5-minute conversation because then you can start talking about volume and nobody knows what volume is. And like that's where your money comes from. But they're like, okay, so what's volume? Well, how do you explain volume to people? So it's more just, I pretty much leave it as she's here using these products that Beachbody provides, giving people a healthier life and using this as like a support system for other people. And then people branch off of that.
Yeah. I mean, the best way to explain it that I've explained it, because my mom is still not very
and it really is hard to explain that to people because people think everything's a pyramid scheme that's like this. So you're pretty much just wasting your breath if you're trying to battle that fight or fight that battle.
The way that I address the pyramid scheme thing is I just smile at people and tell them that's illegal. And that's all there is to that. I wouldn't do something that's illegal. So I think that just when it comes to explaining what she does, just say she's a health and fitness coach that is building a business that's going to change our entire lives.
And I'll tell you this, going on the cruise to one of those seminars, and Carl, guys, I don't know if you know, his CEO, he was having that conversation about how there's other companies that were saying that Beachbody is a pyramid scheme, and that would piss him off because he's like, we're not a pyramid scheme. So to actually hear him talk and sit down and explain, like, it is multi-level marketing. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not somebody underneath you selling that so you're getting their commission. Actually kind of like nailed it in. It's like, no, all right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys know that even though I am the upline coach, like, I don't make anything off of them. Like, I run my own business, and then I teach them how to run their own businesses. All they give me is volume. That's it.
How the volume works, I have no idea.
They produce volume, and again, I'm not going to get into that because you guys are going to just roll your eyes because you have no idea what I'm saying. But
I just see the number and I'm like, all right, we're good.
But yeah, it's, to be completely honest, it's like, I don't even know what I was talking about. What was I?
No idea.
Oh yeah, I don't make anything off of them. I genuinely want to help your girls succeed. Like, that's what I want to do because I know what this has done. Oh my gosh, why are we in this group chat? I know what this has done for our lives, and like, I want you guys to have that. I really genuinely do. And it just comes with time. That's all it is. So don't give up on her, and don't get mad at her whenever she puts a little extra time into it, and believe in her because that's what she needs. She needs you to believe in her. And if you can do that, she's going to be invincible. I promise. I mean, there's a lot of, every single person I'm looking at on this call right now has the potential of being a top 10 coach in this company. And they might not believe it yet, but I believe it for them. They're great. They're great people. And I'm going to do everything in my power to help them succeed. Everything in my power. I'm going to make sure that they get to where they want to be. And he's just going to be around cheering you guys on too. He always talks about, like, I think Erica hit Success Club, and Zach's like, yep, that's my coach. Like, well, here we go. Katie hit Success Club. Yep, that's my coach.
I was just about to say, if I hit diamond on Friday, you can thank me for your shirt.
Oh, thanks. For the guys' part too, like, the cruise is really what kind of just like I opened it though and made it as like this is real. So that's why when she says like sign up for Punta Cana, if you can't go, you can't go, but at least be on the list because I think it's so beneficial and so worth your time that it's just worth it. And from a guy's perspective, it makes everything kind of come full circle and you finally see it.
So just to explain that, I'm going to talk about that and we'll let you guys go before I announce who next week's speaker is. You guys earn money every time you get a Success Club point. So it's $5 per Success Club point until you hit Success Club, and that doubles. So just say you're at Success Club 4, that's $20 toward the trip. Once you hit Success Club 6, that automatically doubles. That's $60 because it went from $5 to $10. And if you were a coach on our team in January and you hit Success Club, that was doubled. It was double your trip dollars month. So I'm going to use Erica, for example, because I can see her. She hit Success Club 6 in January, so that would be $60, but they doubled it, so it's $120. So if you're hitting Success Club 10 monthly, that's $100. So I can confidently tell you that in the past 3 months, that Zach and I are $400 away from earning our trip. That's because I have hit Success Club so high. But I shoot for 20, I shoot pretty high. But I'm going to use, again, I can use Rebecca for an example because she has a lot too. Rebecca hit Success Club 14 in her first month, so that's $140. She's at Success Club 12 right now, it's another $120. So because she's on the wait list right now, she is, what is that? $260. Yeah. You're $260 towards your trip already. It's a $1,200 trip, and you have the rest of the year to pay that off, right? Also, since I work Zach is on the Punta Cana wait list too. So that way, if Zach gets off the Punta Cana wait list, we can take some of the people in our family. So that's where we're at. And I want you guys to shoot high at Success Club because obviously, if you're hitting Success Club that you are You're helping people and you're doing your job, but you're also going to be able to qualify for a free trip. I mean, that's freaking cool. And you get to take a guest for free. Like he went absolutely free for me. So
our trip was honestly, besides the only thing we paid for was me gambling.
He still owes me money for that.
That was and that's the thing. Like going into it, I was like, okay, there's gonna be something that we're gonna have to pay for, and there was really honestly nothing.
They pay for all your tips and gratuities. Like literally, I had a bill, and I saw that it was for the casino, and I almost lost my shit. But that was the only thing we had to pay for, and he will be paying my credit card bill for that. But seriously, they pay for everything. We did have to pay for our airfare, but I mean, airfare is plan for your airfare now. Whatever. That's like, if you're hitting Success Club 10 every month, that's just going to add up anyway, right? So I think you guys all know how important Success Club is. And I want to see you guys all there. I do. And for your guys to see how important that is to you and to be a part of that. Because, again, Punta Cana, Hard Rock Casino in Punta Cana. I mean, we went there last year, and once again, Zach lost all of our money to gambling. But it was huge, and it was awesome. And I really I have like this vision in my mind. As I was sitting on the beach in the Bahamas, I looked over at him and I said, I have this giant, awesome vision in my mind of like all my coaches and us jumping up in the air on the beach. It's a really cute picture because my entire team's with me. Because that's what I want. I want you guys with me. We enjoyed ourselves, but the one thing I said the entire trip is I really wish they were here. Like I really wish they could be here with me and they could see this and be a part of this because this is something so incredible. And I think you guys know that you're a part of something really big, and the trips are just a small part of it. It's awesome because you get to be around all your friends. And I hope all of you are on the Summit waitlist. Congratulations to Erica, who's a success starter. She's going for free. So excited. And we have, let's see here, we have Whitney on the call. We have Melanie and Lindsay on the call who can also qualify for success starters because you guys are all brand new coaches. So get that in your mind. Summit's awesome. You're going to want to be there. So, anything else? Any more questions before I announce next week's speaker? Nothing? Okay, cool. Thanks, guys, for coming on tonight. Really appreciate it. All right, here you go. Next week, Rachel Quill. She's a 3-star diamond coach, Success Club 5 All-Star, and she is a 6-figure earner in 2 years. She's my coach's upline. She only has 17 personally sponsored coaches and makes 6 figures in a year. You guys are going to want to be on this call. She's a great person. She's very inspirational, and you guys are going to love her. She is, she has her mindset right, man. This girl she's become a really close friend of mine, and she has great things to learn up. But what her main topic next week is going to be is how you can do so much more with less. I think she has only hit Success Club 6 every month, and she has made her way, but she focuses on volume, which has helped her create this giant empire. So definitely want to be on that call next week.
I suggest you be on that call too. I met her over the last week, and she's awesome.
Yeah, she mentors me. She mentors me, and she actually, the way that I'm structuring my business right now is because she told me to. So she's if someone's making 6 figures, I think that you should probably just listen to her. So, yeah, she literally started 3 months before me. Yeah, 3 months before me. So, and she's making pretty good money. Very, very inspirational person, very nice person. So that's next week. If you have one-on-one calls with me this week, I am really excited to talk to you. I know I have I can say 2 people on here. Whitney, I know that you're listening, but you're not on the call. Whitney, I got your Get Started Right call stuff, so I'm excited to chat with you. Everybody else that needs one, please schedule one. I'm excited to mastermind. And again, Lindsay and Whitney, welcome to our team. I know Ashley's gone, but she's popping emerald tomorrow. Congratulations. And I will see you guys all next week. Bye.
See you guys.